I'm Teresa Sigmund, founder of Seam Sensational and creator of Sew Like a Pro, and we are continuing on what is turning out to be a really beautiful ball gown in the Complete Basic Ball Gown series. Now, I imagine that you are making really good progress on your dress because, of course, that is the point of you enrolling in the program and investing your time and money in the program and in your own dress, as well as in your dancing. If you have lace on your dress, this is the video for you. You're going to want to tune into this. If you are custom dyeing your lace, go to your bonus section, watch that video so that you have an idea of that. Otherwise, I've covered how to calculate your yardage, as well as today, how to apply the lace. Now, I have painted this lace because I could not achieve the correct color dyeing it, which is my preferred way because it doesn't leave the lace stiff like painting it does. So this is painted lace, and I have gone ahead and cut out several long strips that I know I'm going to need. Now, you might be asking, well, where do I start? Where do I start with the lace? All right, well, you start with your design. Okay, so what if you started your design and you had no idea, which I've done for myself because I don't have to decide in advance when I do my own dresses. Then you think about it and you say, okay, well, what is it that you know looks good on your figure? Because we did that early on in this training program. We talked about how to design for your body shape and size. So what looks good on your body? Do you want to enhance the bust? Do you have a larger waist and you want to put some maybe diagonal accents here to draw the eye in, to make your waist look tinier? What do you need to do for your body shape and size? In this particular dress, I know for sure I need a lace necklace, and I know for sure I need lace all the way around the border of the neckline. That is where I'm going to start. And then I'm going to work my way down to the least dense little pieces that just sort of fade out. Those are, like minuscule in the scheme of lace things. How do you get started? So you put your dress on the closest fitting mannequin size you have. It is better to go with a slightly smaller mannequin than a larger mannequin. And I think I talked about that in a previous video. But with Liesl and this particular dress form, the waist and the hips are a couple of inches, maybe 4 to 5 centimeters smaller than the actual human figure is, but the bust fits most closely on this mannequin. So in order to not get everything stretched out, you want to attach your lace and do the bulk of your rhinestoning on a dress that's exactly the size or slightly smaller. I have several tools with me when I get ready to start this. I have my lace, I have whatever pieces I've already cut out that I know I'm going to use, and I have a mirror handy. And you want to keep an eye out as we're pinning this, as you're pinning yours, on the mirror, as opposed to just looking at it like this, which is not accurate. You'll see me as we're going along, standing it up. The mirror's over here, you can't see it, but I'll stand it up and I'll look in the mirror. And the reason it's important to look there is because you're actually looking at it from twice as far away, so that you get a more accurate view of what it will look like when you're on the dance floor, or even, if you're using this lace idea for skating, what it'll look like on the ice. So let me go ahead and get started. Start with your center front. I know we're going to do a V going down the center front. So that is the first thing I'm going to start with. is a ham. I don't know what it's called in the rest of the world, but I think we call this a ham over here. It's like for pressing sleeves. Maybe it's not called a ham, I don't know. Anyway, I have it covered in very attractive non-slip rug liner. That way, I can prop up my dress form as I'm going along. What I have done here, obviously all the lace is glued on now, but what I want to show you now is the skirt. So I have taken all of these little lace pieces and put them fading out down into the skirt. And I want to tell you how to do that. You can't, first of all, you can't just go in and stab it into the dress form, because then it, makes the skirt go flat, and it's not a good representation of what it'll really look like when it's moving. So you actually have to pin through the individual little pieces, and you'll end up moving them several times to get a nice balance. So what I did as I was pinning this, I was standing right in front of the mirror, and I pinned some on, and I spread the skirt out, and I took a look at it, and then I rotated, and I did the same thing. I pinned it on, spread it out, looked at it to see if it's got an even fade, and I kept rotating all the way around. Now I will put a couple more pieces fading down to where they're maybe about yay far from the bottom of the dress, but I'll do that flat because there's going to be about 4 pieces, maybe 6. There's not very many. But for this first 12 to 14 inches, how much is that? Yeah, 16 inches actually. This first about 40 centimeters is crucial because that's where it's so obvious. The last half a dozen pieces that I'll put on at the very bottom just fade out, and you really can just eyeball those as you go along. Now, all of the details on the actual stoning process is in its own separate little module because there's just hours of it. And some of it is in slow motion, some of it has been fast forwarded, but what this portion of the series is just the actual progress on the dress so that you know what to anticipate on yours. And then, yeah, just go to the module. It says rhinestoning. It's really clearly marked. Okay, so when I take this dress off the form to glue down the lace pieces on the skirt, I'm going to go ahead and baste in the sleeves. Actually, I'll probably go ahead and permanent stitch in the sleeves and get all of this finished off so that it's all ready to stone. How did I decide what to do on the sleeves? I forgot about that. I emailed my client. I said, okay, here's 2 options. Do you want one with, and you've got a photo of this that you have access to, do you want one with lace on the bottom, or would you like the simple version where it's just heavy at the top, fades down at the bottom? She says, oh, I like the ones at the wrist. So that is how I determined where all to put the lace. Just sent her a photo and gave her a choice. And it turned out really, really beautiful. So this particular vein runs towards the inside of the arm, which you won't see a whole lot for this arm, but for this arm, you're going to see quite a bit. And then on The back, it runs from the shoulder down to the elbow. So you'll of course see that on both arms. But I love this, and part of what makes this work is because it's classic and it's really good. So as you are designing and creating things, especially if it's for yourself or for a friend or somebody local where they can try it on, go with the whole design flow experience and have a good time with it and create as you go. So now while this looks very much, I was looking to see if I had my sketch here. While this looks very much like, I would say 98% like the sketch, I've had creative liberties with this and have had a great time doing it. And part of the liberties is just what to do with the lace. How do I mold it and make it really beautiful and to not necessarily suit my taste, because your taste is not like my taste is not like my neighbor's, and so on. But it's to make it so that she loves it and she feels beautiful and radiant in it. And that's what you need to do for yourself or for those that you're making it for. Because the whole point of dancing and the whole point of having a ball gown, part of it is just feeling glorious and feeling really special in what you wear and in and of yourself. So there you go. Life lesson. Don't know where that came from, but it's true. All right, I'm going to quit rambling and turn my fans back on and start rhinestoning some more.